YouTube, what is good? I mean, what's good? What's good, people out there? It is your boy, Brian. I gotta apologize because I'm doing this on camera too. So, what's good with y'all? No News, Just Facts podcast, episode 24. I know I've been away, but I am back again. And I'm here to inform you and then give a little bit of my own verbiage. So, right off the bat, we're just going to start with, Kanye West. As you already know, Kanye West is supposed, he's in his mode of transformation as far as becoming closer to God and Christianity and whatnot. Kanye West is actually coming to Houston. And honestly, he's coming to Houston, and he is going to be at Lakewood Church. Now, if you know anything about Houston and you know anything about Joel Osteen, first of all, there are maybe a few things Houstonians don't like, right? Number one, Dallas Cowboys. That's not to say that there aren't Dallas Cowboys fans in Houston. I'm just saying a good majority of them are Houston Texan fans, and there of course you have your sprinkle of Dallas Cowboy fans, right? So obviously that's something that that they don't like. Another thing is Just Brittany. That's another thing in Houston I know that a lot of Houstonians don't like, is Just Brittany. She's this, I guess, rapper, singer, chick or whatever. The reason why they don't like her is because she lied on Zero and said that he hit her and this, that, and the third. And of course, I would actually put this at one, but third thing would be Joel Osteen. A lot of Houstonians don't rock with Joel Osteen. A lot of Houstonians don't rock with him just because of, what happened with Hurricane Harvey and how his church was closed and everything like that. So the stigma is already there. He tried to explain himself after the fact, but it didn't matter. You close your church during a hurricane when people need shelter the most, and one of the worst storms that has happened in Houston in recent years, and your church is closed. There's no real way to really justify that, but he said that, our church was flooded as well. That's why they, we weren't letting people in, blase, whatever, what have you. So now, fast forward to present time, Kanye West, one of those people who is either loved by the people or just, hated disgustingly. He's going to Lakewood Church. Now, how I feel about Kanye West is, like I said, he can make music. He can be free to make music. Just don't talk to me about politics. I don't want to hear what Kanye West has to say on politics. You can free think all you want to, but just don't tell me nothing about politics. You know that song, Can't Tell Me Nothing. Don't tell me nothing about politics, Kanye. So, I'm debating whether I should go or not. Because, of course, I'm not somebody who subscribes to Joel Osteen like that. But I mean, at the same time, it's Kanye. the same time as Kanye. Maybe some people will see it as a thing of like, just because I hate Joel Osteen doesn't mean I don't like Kanye West, or fuck both of them. I'm not going to go see Joel. I'm not going to Joel Osteen's church. That's a trap because, he's probably going to do like a 30-minute thing with his choir, and then it's just going to be church service after that. That could be a real big setup for people who don't like Joel Osteen and like Kanye West, or maybe it's the other way around. People who go to that church don't want to go because Kanye, they're not really invested in Kanye West, and they don't believe that Kanye West is really a Christian. It could be that, but only time will tell. He comes, Kanye West is slated to come with his Sunday service choir this Sunday. I believe, let me see here. I believe that is, let me see, what date is that? That's the 17th. He's supposed to come November 17th to Houston. So, with that being said, will you go to Lakewood Church just to see Kanye West? Me, like I said, I'm not even sure on that. I don't know. I'm not even sure, So, anyway, just continue on. I would like to also touch on Drake being booed at Camp Flognog. So, Camp Flognog, by the way, there were like 2 festivals. So one here in Houston, Astroworld Fest, hosted by Travis Scott. Now, see, I didn't even know about this. It was like a 2 days notice type of thing. It's like if you have money and you balling like that, you could go. But if you had no recollection of there being a festival in Houston, you're just shit out of luck. So, of course, Astroworld Fest was held here. You had your Migos, you had Young Thug, you had Travis Scott got Marilyn Manson to come to this festival, which was it's so weird. Like Marilyn Manson at a hip hop festival, like that don't even sound right in a sentence. I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway, of course, you got your Houston All-Stars. You got just a different variety of acts. And, of course, on the West Coast, I believe it was in L.A., Tyler, the Creator, had his Camp Flognog Festival, a festival that he throws every year. I think he started it back in, 2012, 2010? One of those years he started it. But it's an annual festival that he puts together, and he just invites all the artists that he likes. And when you're somebody who books artists, or somebody who's an artist who has appreciation for other artists, you think to yourself, hey, wouldn't it be cool if this artist came? It's a thing of like something that you like that you think your fans are gonna like. And boy, let me tell you, I was so shocked to see the video of people actually booing Drake. Like, Drake is supposed to be one of the artists that could stand out in any crowd and in any type of atmosphere. And this happens to be one of those times where it wasn't going his way, because people thought that at this festival, they thought the headliner would be Frank Ocean. Now, Frank Ocean is not somebody who... Frank Ocean is not in the public eye that much, like, at all. So, I don't know. Frank Ocean does what Frank Ocean does. I wouldn't even expect Frank Ocean to be at no festival, but just because Frank Ocean is, like, very mysterious. He'll leave for like 5 years and then come back and then make music again. It's just like he's like part-timing this. Like he does music when he wants to do it. So it's like, I'm not shocked by the fact that he didn't show up. And he kept it like a secret on the flyer. Tyler the Creator kept the special guest or headliner of his festival a secret, which is cool because you like the art. You got to keep the art element of surprise there for fans so they can figure it out. So Drake comes out and I don't think everybody was booing. I think a good amount of people were booing. I don't think everybody was booing. It's so weird to see that Drake couldn't finish his set because people were booing. People were booing and talking about bring out Frank. Frank Ocean is not there, It's just so crazy. But yeah, he got booed, and Tyler the Creator voiced his opinion, and when he voiced his opinion, and he pretty much said he didn't like the fact that his fans were booing. His fans were booing Drake. He didn't like it. He didn't like the fact that people were booing Drake. He's like the fact that he's like, I thought bringing the biggest artist in the world. Let me find his quote. See if I remember. All right. So this is what he said. I thought bringing one of the biggest artists on the fucking planet to a music festival was fire. But the flip side, a little tone deaf knowing the specific crowd it drew. Some created a narrative in their head and acted like assholes when it didn't come true, and I don't fuck with that. He went on to say, this nigga did Feel No Ways, song is beautiful. Also, mostly everyone was having a great time. Those shits in the front area were the ones being mad rude, which I can see why, but nah, fuck that. Y'all represented me and flogged to my guests and made us look so entitled and trash, which is true. He went on the tweet for a couple of minutes. So see what I was saying before? It wasn't everybody who was booing him. It was just certain people who were booing Drake, which is crazy. Like I said, to hear or even see a video of people booing Drake. Drake is supposed to be liked or at least acceptable to everybody, I would think. That's crazy. And then of course Tyler Creator was having a great time when Drake came out. He was still rocking with him even though there were people booing him. It was dope. It was fire. And then Drake went on his Instagram and said the joke's on you. He said I'm paraphrasing, but he said the joke's on you. I got a residency at Camp Flognog, and I'm going to be performing there for the next 10 years until y'all are at least 30. I was like, wow. It would have been better if he just wouldn't have said anything at all, because that's true Drake fashion right there, just to not say anything. But I mean, hey, it's whatever. It's whatever, man. It's cool. It's cool that he's not taking it no type of way, I feel that. I feel like he's not taking it no type of way. He's an entertainer. He's an artist. And is this the first time Drake has been booed before? I would venture to say no. I would venture to say not at all. I don't think that's the first time he's ever been booed. So, I mean, what else we got? Let's see here. So, they found out who killed that Alexis Crawford chick in Atlanta, the Clark Atlanta student who was killed and found dead in a park. They found out that it was her roommate, Jordan Jones, and her boyfriend, Barone Brantley. That's so crazy. It's like the ones who are closest to you can do the most damage. That scares the hell out of me. Just imagine for a second your friend and even your love companion, your partner, somebody who you rock with heavy as far as love goes and everything like that, and your friend plot to kill you. Boy, this world is so cold. I'm telling you right now, it's so cold. these stories of people being murdered, it just continues to get worse. It continues to get worse, you know? It continues to just get worse, you know? When will we learn, man? When will people learn? Taking somebody's life doesn't make you feel better. It makes you look like a coward. And in this case, her boyfriend is a coward. Her friend is just downright a coward. You gonna have to live with murder, with blood on your hands for the rest of your life. What type of satisfaction does somebody get from taking another person's life? What do you gain out of that? I want to know. What do you gain from that? And then y'all in school together. Like that just makes it even worse. Like, whoa. You don't want me to be great. You don't want me to get my education. Like, what it sounds like, even more than that, is that they were probably trying to kill her so they could be together. Her friend was probably trying to murder her so she could be with her boyfriend. And that's crazy to me. Boy, man, it be the people closest to you. You know what I'm saying? Snakes in the grass. Lord, that's so crazy. Be the people closest to you. This world is something else, man. I'm telling you right now. The world is something else. Okay, so here's something interesting. I read an article where Google has access to detailed health records of tens of millions of Americans. So basically what that means is they got all your medical information. When you go to the doctor and get a checkup, when you go to the doctor if you got like a broken arm or something, they have all your records. They got my records, they got your records. How do you feel about that? How does everybody out there feel about that? Because that makes me feel uneasy that Google, the search engine, Google, the big tech company has medical records. That's so crazy. Like, I've heard of companies buying and selling our data, right? Buying and selling our data, our cell phone records, whatever, yada, 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 right? But this just takes the cake. It feels like my HIPAA rights are being violated by Google employees seeing my health records. Am I the only one who feels like that? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But, like I said, the buying and selling of our data has always been around. That has always been around. But it's like, for me, this is different. Like, just to know that when I go to the doctor, I have to be worried about Google employees looking at what's in my medical records or looking at somebody else's medical records. It just seems illegal. It just sounds illegal, honestly. It sounds very illegal. You know? Like, I don't know. How is that even possible? Is what I'd like to know. Somebody, some time ago, somebody told me back then, like maybe 2015, that Google is gonna be on top. Like, Google is gonna be the biggest. It's gonna be bigger than Mac. It's gonna be bigger than all those tech companies. And I feel like this is probably just part of that ideology right here, the medical records. Because there are things that we don't know that the media doesn't want to tell us. Of course, I'm sure there are other companies that you would never expect to have our records, like not even medical records. Let's just say, like, I don't know what type of car, your driving records, your life insurance or whatever, just things that we have value and we hold, and we like to keep, we would like to have privacy about. But there's no such thing as privacy. There's no such thing as privacy when we all have phones, and every single second of every day every single millisecond is spent on our phones. So obviously we have to cling on to our phones. It's just like social media to us is like, it's like crack. And that's about to make me jump into another topic, which I'm about to get to in a second. It's just like, it's crack. Like during 2010, 2009, 2010, there was like a development of like social media and the building and branding of it to make it to where like our opinions matter, but they don't matter so much, but matters enough to make you want to be on your phone 24/7. Matters enough to make you want to be on Twitter 24/7. Like they figured out, like these companies figured out a way to distract the public. They figured out a new way to distract the public back in 2010, 2011, 2012. They figured out a way to distract us. It's just up to you to figure out when to pick your head up. That's why this woke movement, everybody trying to be woke, is cool. It's great to get your eyes off of one thing and then pay attention to something you're not supposed to be looking at. It's great. It's perfect. But I just feel like and I've talked about this before, the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Now I've spent my time on it, and I've jokingly said things about the chicken sandwich, but now, since somebody has been shot over a sandwich, since a woman has been slammed, regardless of whether the guy who slammed the white woman on a pavement was right in slamming her on that pavement or not, it's okay. There's also another video of a guy calling Popeyes employees the N-word, and a white guy calling Popeyes employees the N-word. It's like, is it that serious for a chicken sandwich? I can't believe what I have seen thus far since this sandwich has come back. It's just crazy. Like, what would compel you to want to shoot somebody over lettuce, mayonnaise, 2 pieces of bread, and a breaded piece of chicken? What on earth makes you want to do that? You shoot somebody and you get like the guy who the story goes that I believe this is in Ohio. Let me look it up real quick. I believe this is in Ohio. Let me see here real quick. I believe it was in Ohio that a man was shot because he cut the line. I can't find it right now. He cut the line, and that ensued an argument with another guy, and pretty much the dude shot him. He shot him over cutting in the line. That's so stupid. And then it makes us black people look crazy. It makes us look crazy. You see all these rich people laughing at us. All these rich people are laughing at us because of how stupid this make us look. Like, maybe I don't think like that, but I'm sure there are closed-minded people that think like that think, damn, look at all these niggas running to Popeyes for a damn chicken sandwich. The owner of Chick-fil-A is looking at this whole situation like, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Niggas just doing nigga shit. That's all that is. Niggas doing nigga shit. So from the white woman getting slammed in the parking lot by a Popeyes employee. Now another thing is, on the food service end of things, you don't insult people who are making your food or who are preparing your food. I used to work at a Jack in the Box some time ago, and it's just kind of like you don't mess with people who make your food. You don't know what they could be doing back there with your food. You sitting up there talking crazy to them. They could be dropping your hamburger on the floor. They could drop your fries on the floor, pick that shit up, spit in your motherfucking burrito, whatever, what have you. They could be blowing farts all over your chicken sandwich, and you would never know because you so busy trying to argue with the people who are making your food. You think the customer is always right. The customer is not always right. The customer is, in fact, very wrong a good amount of times. They're very wrong a good amount of times. That's the whole thing about entitlement with the customer and the employee. Owners of all of these fast food restaurants and department store chains for decades have always made it this thing, like I said, with the customer is always right thing. You pretty much giving customers the right to just do idiotic things to these workers. Most of them are already underpaid and overworked, trying to make food for y'all, trying to find something in the aisle for you, trying to ring up your stuff. Like, who wants to have to deal with a piece of shit who's cussing them out just because they having a bad day? Who wants to deal with that? Nobody wants to deal with that. You just want to do your job and go home. You just want to get your money, do your job, and go home. Popeyes as an organization is stressing their workers out. I would love to know how Chick-fil-A people deal with this, because they lines all the time are lined up. Like, when you go to Chick-fil-A, right? They have people standing outside waiting to take your order. Chick-fil-A usually is packed up. It's usually packed every single time you go. But they do things in a professional manner. They take your order. They ask you, would you like a drink, sauce? You know, I think for a moment Popeyes was doing that only because of the chicken sandwich, but on a regular basis, on a regular day, when, you know, back then, before, when the chicken sandwich was just there and nobody was trying to eat the shit, they wouldn't have people standing outside. They wouldn't have people asking, what are you trying to get? Are you trying to get the, you know, it's just, hi, welcome to Popeyes. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So, hey, honestly, like I said before, the Popeyes shit is going to blow over and people going to go back to not giving a shit about the Popeyes chicken sandwich at some point, because this shit is getting too real. How are you fighting over a chicken sandwich? How are you shooting someone over a chicken sandwich when you can just make that shit at home? Like, my uncle used to tell me that it take like 10 cents to make a burger. You just paying for the labor. A chicken sandwich probably costs 25 cents to make. You just paying for the labor. So I don't know. I don't know. We need to do better. Black people, we need to do better. People in general, we need to do better. You know? All right, so Master P, rap artist, business mogul, record label owner, has struck a deal with Walmart to bring rap snacks to 4,200 stores nationwide. This is a big deal because rap snacks, the only time you can really find rap snacks in general is if you go to the corner store. And I mean, not just any corner store. You got to go to like an urban area corner store where they got all the actual snacks that black people drink, like eat. They know what they're doing. Like these store owners who own these, you know, Habib in the back who owns who runs the store and everything, like they know what they're doing by getting all that stuff. They want to attract customers, and the customers they attract most of the time are black people. But yeah, that's the best way to find rap snacks. For a long time, when it was, you know, when I first, rap snacks have always been around. I just want to be honest with you. Rap snacks have been around since, I want to say, like maybe 1999 maybe. It's probably earlier than that. It's probably maybe 2000s, because I remember Chopping Young City. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. Chopping Young City, who used to be with the band and everything like that. They gave him his own rap snack. He had his own rap snacks. So rap snacks have always pretty much been around. So this is a big deal. It's a big step. This is just a straight resurgence that shows that Master P is still killing it as far as business. I don't even want to like deter from the fact that he's still making moves with music too. He's still making moves with music, regardless of what anybody say. Oh, he fell off, this, that, and the third. You know, young people don't give the OGs any type of congrats or anything like that. They'll just say they fell off, like, or they're not relevant or something like that. But Master P is still, all that shows is that he's still making moves with the movies, with the liquor. He got shoes. Like, Master P has never stopped working, and I'm so proud to see that he's still making gigantic leaps forward to ensure that his business model never practically fails. I love that. Let me see here. Okay, so U.S. airlines ruled unsafe and contaminated. Health experts advise against drinking water, coffee, tea, and washing hands while on flights. Now, of course, duh. I mean, you got to be a fool to be trying to drink coffee and drink water and all that. Like, if there's no cap, if there's no like seal or cap on something on an airplane, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, I don't really fly that much anyway, but I mean, eventually this secret that all these airlines were keeping from us was going to come out into the public at some point. So yeah, that's the same thing with like a bus. Don't get on the bus and be washing it. Don't get on these mega buses or a Greyhound trying to wash your hands or nothing like that, man. You know, just thug it out with some hand sanitizer. Just get on there with some hands. I don't even know. Can you even get on the airplane with hand sanitizer? I forget that they have like regulations and laws. You know, you can't bring liquid or anything like that on the plane. So, I mean, I don't know. Can you bring hand sanitizer on the plane? I guess I'm going to just have to have dirty hands on the airplane, which is fine. I'd rather do that than be contaminated with whatever the hell, whatever the hell the water is, whatever the hell is in the water or anything like that. I don't want that. So, yeah, that's not, I mean, I wanted to get into I wanted to get into the Rodney Reed thing, but I need to read up on it a little more. I just know that, of course, it's the same situation. Like as always, it's an innocent black man in jail who's being charged for something, and all the evidence points to something else, just like before. Just like any other case that has to do with a black man or black person in general. You know, the state just wants to make their money and lock this guy away, or not. Well, I don't think it's lock him away. They want to execute him. They want to kill him. They want to kill him. You know, the evidence points somewhere else, and they want to kill him. They want to make their money and just keep on going. The people, it's crazy. Like the people in power will harm African Americans before they help them. The justice system has never truly been in the black person's favor. So I can't be shocked if I can't. This is not a shock to me. This is the same shit that happens year in and year out. Innocent people get shot. Innocent people get locked up. Innocent people get killed. Innocent people in general, but moreover, innocent black people get this treatment that they get, like, and then people just turn a blind eye, like they don't see it, especially entitled white people. Don't get me wrong, there are white people who will stand up and say something, but for 10% of white people who stand up and say something or realize that there is injustices going on, there are 75% of those white people who turn away, who don't give a fuck, who say that nigger should be in jail or that nigger should be dead. And you know, it doesn't matter to them. They don't care. 400 years of oppression, and we still going through it. We still going through the same exact thing here in this day and age. If you say racism is gone, you might be the problem. If you think racism is done and over with, it's not. I live in Texas. Racism happens every single day. Black and brown people get shot every day. Police officers in Texas, in Dallas, in Houston, in San Antonio, small little areas of Texas are likely to pull over a black person before they pull over a white person. The chances of a black person walking away from a routine traffic stop are very slim, as opposed to a white man or a white woman getting stopped by the police and them being free to go. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real. Maybe it's too real for some of y'all, but I'm just telling the truth here. And y'all know this. Y'all know this already. Y'all know this. This is not something I'm making up. This is not. It's on the news It's on the news from 5 to 9. It's all on the news. You know, it's all on the news. So I mean, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. That's all. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, and it's just like that. I hope y'all had a great time listening to this podcast. I will stop it here. And until next time, make the right decisions. Do the right things. Be better than you were before. and wake up like a champion. Y'all take it easy.